A massive youth quake erupted on Delhi streets today that saw the Indian capital rocked by protests and clashes. What was the epicenter of the protests in Delhi? The route to the Indian Parliament. This is how the day panned out in the national capital today. Thousands of protesters, as you can see, taking to the streets of Delhi, upping the ante against the government. The protesters were spread out on the route to the Indian Parliament, with clashes reported between the protesters and the security forces, and the situation on the ground through the day turning increasingly volatile. Multiple security barricades near the Parliament complex. What have these protesters been demanding is the immediate question. Let's lay it out for you. What are they saying? They are basically demanding sweeping reforms to the country's education system. They're also protesting against the paper leaks that happened. The protesters basically are also demanding the immediate release of the activist Sonam Wangchuk. Remember those hunger strike images that we've been getting to you as well. The resignation of the education minister is also on that list of demands. The education minister, Dharmendra Pradhan. Not just that, they're also demanding 1 crore compensation for the NEET UG aspirants who died by suicide. That's just a summary of what the demands laid out have been, essentially. Now, protesters tried to break through the police barricades in order to try and reach the parliament to make their voice heard. The demonstration called by the Cockroach Janata Party, CJP, saw thousands on the streets attempting to march towards the parliament. Earlier in the day, the security forces also stopped the procession outside the Sansad Marg police station, where the tensions escalated as the protesters pushed against the police barricades. Security forces also used batons and fired tear gas to disperse sections of the crowd after protesters attempted to breach the security cordon. Scuffles between protesters and the police were reported at several points. The anger has been palpable and people have been voicing how they feel, with some questioning why it took the government this long to even try to engage. All these days of that protest, the demands have been loud and clear. Let's just take you beyond the headlines and those visuals that we've been getting to you. Here's the bigger picture and a key message. The government should realize that the message here is way more important than the messenger. And also, the messenger here, by the way, is the youth of the country, the future of India. They should have been heard, no doubt about that. They are absolutely right when they express their concern over the functioning of the education system. That's what the students have been talking about. The sense of defeat, in a way, was also building up for all this while. The outpouring that we've seen on the streets, also a result of the belief that the government was not engaging and not listening to what these people had to say. The people felt taking to the streets was the answer. Even if there was any doubt on the affiliation of any CJP member or organization overall, the issue here is of utmost significance, and that's what matters and has mattered. Another key question being raised, so was all of this avoidable then? Could all the mayhem that we have been witnessing, the anger on the streets, was all of this preventable? Let's just play out for you these voices from on the ground. What have the protesters been saying? Listen to this.
The reason me and my friends are here is because we are the ones who have put government on the seat that they have. And if they feel like they're not accountable, not just for leak per se, this is the main motive we have right now, but in the due course, if there is a feeling.
We are gathered here because we are expecting a better education system out of this government, and yeah, we also want some accountability for whatever has happened with the paper leaks.
Earlier today, members of the Cockroach Janata Party, CJP, met the Union Minister JP Nadda with their demands, and after the meeting, the minister made an appeal to the protesters to end their protest. In fact, the CJP chief spokesperson has said that after the meeting that the CJP has submitted a written letter with their demands, and JP Nadda assured them that he will speak internally. The Delhi police earlier said that no permission had been sought or granted for any proposed march to the parliament, and advised the citizens not to participate in any unauthorized gathering or procession. In fact, later in the day, the Delhi police also issued this statement. I'm quoting from it. Delhi police appeals to all protesters to maintain peace, exercise restraint, and cooperate with the police in ensuring peace and public order. All participants are requested to conduct themselves in a peaceful manner, refrain from indulging in any unlawful or violent activities, and comply with the lawful directions issued by the police officers or the personnel deployed on duty. And then the other key question, where do things go from here onwards? While this is what the scenes have looked like outside the Indian Parliament, inside the Parliament, the opening day of the monsoon session witnessed heavy sloganeering, protests by the opposition MPs. The leader of opposition in the Rajya Sabha also raised the NEET UG 2026 paper leak issue, saying that it concerns the future of lakhs of students. Remember, ahead of the monsoon session, Prime Minister Modi also said the session should run smoothly. He said every voice should get an opportunity to be heard, stressing that where there are facts, there is no need for chaos, quote unquote. The opposition, meanwhile, has said it wants to hold the Modi government accountable on issues including alleged irregularities in the Ram Mandir donations, examination paper leak issue, and other matters. It's a major test for the government overall. Where do things go from here? Outside and inside the parliament, a lot depends on the answer to that question. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.